Hey everybody, 1223 here with a little bit of a lantern update and an announcement. This is just to go over what has happened here in about the past 2 weeks in terms of lantern stuff. Well, you see, now this is all the collection of globes I have left and stuff. The Sioux line, a red Vulcan globe, the Pioneer, the number 2 tubular streak globe, and then the Comet box. We managed to sell all those other globes. All the extra globes, including the Rayo, the Embry, and the 2 extra Fresnels I ended up having. And in a total, all those globes actually met what the 5 globes that we bought on that auction site equaled, which include the Sioux line and the New York, Chicago, and St. Louis globe, which is right in there. Which, even though these 2 are the most valuable globes, it's still really good. 2 of those items ended up being the most viewed items we ever had. They ended up getting 2 of them ended up getting over 100 views on eBay, which is astounding for us because we've never had anything ever hit that high of a number. I'm gonna walk over in here into my room here for a second. All the Ad Lake number 300s sold except for this one, which we're trying to sell again. This is the Erie Ad Lake. It did not sell the first time, and we're trying again one more time to see if it sells. I also had that brass fuel cap that didn't fit the square lift up for sale as well, and hoping that we could possibly get rid of those too, just to kind of clear out some of the extra stuff, plus to help reduce the debt that my dad's in. We've lost probably he's probably paid off about 1/5 of the debt just due to the stuff that we paid, or just due to the stuff that we've sold. So, now to the real good part. And I'm gonna go back out here after I kind of open up my blinds here, just to help with the light situation here. I'm gonna go to this lantern's real relative cousin, so to speak, the D-Light. Back the Streamline D-Light. Now, if you look at the D-Light, it looks very similar to a lantern that is not yet on a shelf yet, or in fact, it's not even in my house. Yesterday, I probably should have got a video out to show you, but I'll show it when it gets back. But 2 days ago, I managed to fully dismantle the air pilot and give it a full evaluation. Any place where there had been heat, the lantern was very badly rusted due to the heat. But the outside condition of the metal, because the paint was starting to flake off, the metal honestly was like this shiny right here. If you see right there, the metal underneath the paint was that shiny. So it's obviously been very well preserved underneath the thick coating of 2 layers of paint. The old blue, there was a Dietz blue underneath there in some places, like the 100, and then there was also some very poorly painted red onto the lantern as well. We have figured out what kind of fuel cap it takes. It either takes a 3/4 or a 13/16. That thing is so minor that even if you get it wrong, then you're screwed. Then even if you get it wrong by 1/16, it's screwed. But since I found out that the old number 2 Blizzards take a 13/16 cap, it all worked out. So, it will be back here soon. We found the correct size fuel cap for the square lift, so we hope to have that brass fuel cap as well. Wasn't there one more thing? Oh yeah. If you go down here, my yellow traffic guard I discovered one day actually has a 1/2-inch wick in it that's coiled up in the burner. And we're going to take that out and get the correct 1/4-inch round wick in it that the red traffic guard down here holds. But anyway, that's really about it in terms of lanterns. A couple rare ones have been on eBay, including a Vesta that predates this one. A bell-bottom one. It sold for $305. A extremely rare number 1 Climax station lamp appeared on there and sold for over $800. That's a very staggering number when you're talking about Dietz lanterns, which normally sell for anywhere between $50 and $100 from the general models. You just got to find the right stuff. So yeah, I mean, that's just about it. Otherwise, there's not too much happening. There've been a bunch of top lift D lights on there lately. I'll have to show you the difference between the top lift and the regular lift one time if I ever end up getting one, which I hope I do. But I think one of them sold for close to $100 the other day, which is really good. I don't know if I showed you, but there was an exact model of a Dietz Air Pilot that was marked in the exact same way as mine, and it was on there restored with a glossy black paint and a green Air Pilot glow, which I find real interesting because those are almost near to impossible to find, especially considering that this one was extremely green, and it sold for nearly $100, which is amazing when you're talking an Air Pilot, because Air Pilots rarely ever go above the 50 mark. So I'm hoping that, because mine, when it's done, because we believe we found a globe that will fit this lantern, which is good, because I'm never doing a replica globe because they just don't look prototypical. But when it's done, it should look something similar to the Traffic Guard with a red globe that's a little more transparent and a yellow paint job. So, but when it gets back from sandblasting to get all the loose paint and rust off of it, I will show the insides of this and what pretty much makes up a cold blast lantern, because you can't take apart hot blasts. Hot blasts are all one piece. And dead flames, well, dead flames are really simple, but cold blasts, considering all the spring-loaded lifts and everything, are pretty complex in their own thing. So, but otherwise, we're getting closer and closer to our goal. But then after that, my next big project will be down here, and that is stripping the paint off this Dietz Empire. I will not have the paint on here. Will not. So, this is all for Lantern Update. This is video number 90. This is video number 98, and the next two videos for 99 and the Centennial 100. Wait, no, it's not Centennial. Yes, the Centennial will be put up, video number 100, and it's going to be a good one, so just watch out for that. But anyway, but this is all I had to talk about for the Air Pilot until it gets back, and I hope that the stuff I'm selling also sells. So if you're interested in any of the stuff I showed, just go on to eBay and it will be there. So this is all I got today, though. Oh, also, we got an air compressor the other day, one that's powerful enough to have an air gun, and I took and blew out a ton of these lanterns. This one here had a nice cloud of orange come out of the tank. I don't know why this one is rusting, because this one's never even been used, so there must be something to do with that. This one, when I blew into the tank on this one, the biggest, it looked like a freaking dust storm that came out of this lantern when I blew out the tank on this one. I mean, it was just so much orange coming out of there, and I blew out the air tubes and everything like that. Same thing that happened with the Air Pilot. One time I'm blowing those out to show you. Well, I blew out a ton of these lanterns to get loose rust, period, out of these lanterns. So a lot of these are completely cleaned out, flushed out. The Victor was interesting because when I blew out his air tubes, one of his air tubes was actually blocked, which I had no idea. I would have had no idea on that until I ever lit the thing. But the air tube was blocked, and what looked like remains of a very old wick came out. Because when I felt it, it felt soft like a wick. You got it turned pretty much into dust because it had been in there for so long. So otherwise, that's it for Dietz lanterns until now. I'm still hoping that once summer comes around, because until the debt gets paid off, that we can maybe rack up some more and maybe get into debt again. So this is all I got in terms of Dietz to talk about today and lanterns. Like I said, I'm getting done with the short globe lanterns, except for in rare situations, like a Dietz 999 we're actually looking at just because of it being sort of uncommon. But otherwise, that's it in terms of lanterns, and I have some videos that don't usually go with what I do with. So yeah, this is all I got to talk about today, but I will show the Air Pilot as soon as it is back. 12:23 out.